Hey guys, so this is my very first video on this new channel, my art only channel. So what I'm going to do today is my workstation tour. It's long awaited for me, at least, highly anticipated workstation tour. So this is my studio and I work here every day and I love it. I've been here about 6 months and I've done a lot of rearranging, and this orientation that I have right now I think is finally the one that is the best. So I can actually access everything. Everything's sort of in their own little station zone area thing. So let's get started. Out here is my wall of mostly finished things. This is just stuff from this semester in this one class that I've been doing. So it's like a sort of a progression. That's my painting that I've been working on since the summer. This is my neighbor's junk. This like electronic stuff. This is mine. This is mine. That's his. This guy. It's really big and it doesn't really fit in here that well. Everyone's got like tape on theirs. By the way, this is going to be like extremely long because I'm going to go through every drawer, kind of go through every single thing that I have in term for every like all the project, like all the kinds of projects that I do. So all right, so I didn't like reorganize everything because I was working in here last night, so I just have it left how it is. So this is basically how it looks. Like this is an actual picture, you know, or snapshot of what it actually looks like every day. Turn the light on, or is this fine? I don't know. I think it's okay. So here is my wall of tools. I have triangles and rulers, and everything is pinned up with these little pins or like detail nails. So they just sit on there and I can just pull them off really easily and put it back on when I'm not using them. Everything on the wall sort of is like inspiration for me, so, or it's just something that I use a lot. So like I have this stencil that I made of this elephant. That was really hard to make. And then just various artists. I like Paul Kelp, David Sally, I have no idea, Altier Olshinsky, I don't know, Michael Rediker, fucking awesome. Just different things that inspire me, things that I've drawn. I really like that. I don't know, just things that might hold something for me in the future. I have a painting that I did in school, some paintings that I did for something that I never like turned that in. This is my apron. I have no idea what's in here. I think just like decorative papers that I don't really use very often. This is just a bunch of shit I got for free. Okay, so that's a graphite drawing that I did when I was in high school before I really understood anatomy. Okay, and then I have this. I did these for like this one. That's actually, this is for this project. It was a paper mountain and this like blue mylar. Okay, so in this bag there is like a ton of whiteout for free. Paper samples. Oh, this is cute. I actually really like that. Okay, so all those things at home, so I put my paper where it goes and I put yeah, those are gone now. All that's going away. Okay, so this is kind of like in progress stuff. This is like 500 of these like 5x5 squares that I did it for a project, but they like still hold something for me later. This is just like literature from all the exhibitions that I've done, that I've been in, just things like that. Again, another project. These are toilet paper squares that have been gessoed so you can actually draw on them. I'm going to draw on them with charcoal pencil. These are just like a bunch of these little cubes that I was going to decorate and then put around Atlanta. That's like Free Art Friday Atlanta. It's a commission that my friend was like, can you make it bigger? And I haven't done anything with it since. Transfer paper, bit of cork, a folder of tracings like that I've traced a whole bunch of drawings that I can use for later. A bunch of things like this or like that I can use for later. These are for my polymer clay, just like extra. This is just kind of like random stuff. This is decorative paper as well. It's all white of these triangle rulers like this. I also have French curves, and these are also French curves that you can curve into. Book of animals for reference. Crates I got from Walmart that I hung up. Pretty cool, right? This is paper. Just like sample. I never did anything with those. Just more paper. A lot of stuff that I got for free. Those are the paper I just put up here. These are cards, watercolor cards. Various black paper. Mostly, I never really use black. I always buy black because I'm really excited about it, and then I like never end up using it. A notebook, just more paper. This is a black moleskin, again, black paper that I never use. I think this is toned gray. Yeah, gray paper. Collage paper. It looks like nature print paper. I got that from work. There's like cleaning supplies. So I have the bag of rags I got from Home Depot, way cheaper than getting it from art supply store. Rubber gloves. I normally have extra paper towel rolls, but then there's also this cleaning stuff. There's sandpaper and then cheesecloth is back here. You never know when you need some cheesecloth. So Alt Light, that is something that I use. This is my hookah that I brought from my apartment when I moved out. Gojo's cleaning stuff for oil paint. I collect bottles like this that are screen printed. They're not paper, they're screen printed. So I have a box of these bottles in another room. This is the metal shavings from my neighbor Luke. Does like metalwork sometimes downstairs, so he has different, like these different shavings from different kinds of metal. I think I'm going to fill up the whole glass and eventually I'll give it to him. He thinks I'm going to use them for something. Okay, this is oil paint. This is all Winton oil paint and I'm never going to use this. I've had it since high school. It's like every color you can imagine. So if anyone wants it, let me know. You can pay and I'll send it to you. This whole thing is mostly for oil painting. So blank canvas for stretching canvas. I did a video on how to stretch canvas on my other channel. I can link to that if I can remember. This wood panel is for Encaustic. These are just different canvases. Gesso. I'm actually getting low on this, which is crazy. I have black gesso. Again, so excited to use something black, but then never used it. I broke my tripod, so now I have a selfie stick. These are canvas panels, so just, they're not canvases, they're just, you know, panels that are really cheap, and obviously I don't really use panels, but I mean, if I ever want to, they're here. This is actually just like bulk stock, so I have a shit ton of this Galkid, which is what I use for oil painting, the one medium that I use. Gamsol, just mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits. These are both cleaning things. One of them I've had since high school, one of them I got more recently. But when I run out of those, I got this guy. Solar samples, Galkid Light, which I don't use because it's a slow dry thing. This is titanium white. Oh man, that's heavy. Yeah! So I'll never run out of Gamblin titanium white. That thing cost me like $100 and I got it for like half off. More mediums. This is my Encaustic gesso, so it's like a high heat gesso. I also have stuff that I can oil prime canvas, so this and then the PVA and then the oil painting ground, which I've not ever used. I also have watercolor gesso, so I can put that on like wood or anything and make it so it can watercolor on it. I have liquid linseed oil that I've had since high school. This is a Galkid gel, which I have no idea what that is. This is Neo Megalip, which is basically like liquid but Gamblin's version. Sand oil, linseed oil, which I could probably use more of. Unless I just use that, I don't know. A brush holder if I'm going to travel with brushes. This is just extra oil paint that I actually will use, but I already have doubles of them in like a better brand that I use on my to-go every day. This is just more stuff for stretching. These were just little freebies that I got, and then all the stuff that you need to stretch canvas. Don't ever buy that. Invisible glove. I've used it like twice. It doesn't work. I mean, I just don't like having stuff on my hands like that. Oh, and these little guys. Yeah, don't ever buy those either. If you want to like save an oil color, all these are dry, and I just don't know what to do with them because I thought I was going to use that color again, and I never did. So, palette paper, and it's just this like really cheap white palette paper. Like, I don't really know how to explain what happens to it, but it just like kind of. So like when you're using a palette knife on it, like some of the fibers get in your paint and you have like fibers in your paint. So it's really cheap, don't use it. So I got in high school. That's all I have to say about that. The bag of like nicer bags, like art bags. So like when I do artist markets and stuff, I have bags to give people. Water bottles so that I'm always hydrated. This is extra trash bags for my trash can. And then this thing. Okay, Conte. This brush that was like $12 that I've never used. This is rubber pickup. These are white pastels because I didn't, yeah, that project. Extra blades, a different X-Acto knife, white charcoal and white Conte. This is vine charcoal and white Conte. This is compressed charcoal. These are erasers. These are needle erasers. Look how black that is. It's so funny. I've had one of these I've had since high school. White erasers. I don't use the pink pearls. I use like white erasers. These are colorless blenders and white pencils for Prismacolors, and short. They're just like too short to like really do anything with. Paint. Oh, it's an oil-based pen. Oil-based pen. Yeah. Now I know I have that. I did not know I had that. These are just more white paint pens, drawing pens. This is the coolest thing ever. I've not used it yet, but it's this really fat vine charcoal. So cool. Glue stick. These are really cool. This is my favorite kind of eraser. It's like this clicky eraser, and they have these like refills for it. But if you want like a finer tip, you can just use an X-Acto knife instead of doing like a really tiny one. These are just extra leads. So I have like blue lead here, and then just like different hardnesses of 0.7. I also have red lead in here too, it looks like. Even red, I did not know I had that. Metal palette, which I've not used, obviously. Woodless pencils, this is so pretty. Look at this. Woodless colored pencils, which I've not used, but I hear they're really great and I really want to use them. Wash, which I've used like one time in my life, but they were required for this class, so I put them in here and we haven't used them yet. Really, really fine sandpaper for charcoal. This is charcoal shavings. This is the same thing, it's just like for charcoal, but this is a little bit less fine grit. This is my travel oil paint thing. I had this out because I was going to use these colors. I just got this one, like these 5 I just got yesterday. I don't know why, but this is just what everybody uses for oil paint, so it's cool. It has this thing on top that opens. Charcoal pencils, fucking balloons, since everyone needs a balloon. This opens, and I have just like smaller tubes of paint up here, and as you can see, it's pretty much all gambling. I'm a gambling girl. Then down here is just like, normally I'll put my Gamsol and then my Galkit in here when I'm traveling. But to class, when I say traveling, I mean to class. In this corner, I have my trash can, vacuum cleaner. That looks like a roll of canvas, unprimed canvas for stretching. This is a bar that you can cut down and use as crossbars. And a roll of butcher paper, which I mostly use just to cover my tables. Thing I made off of Pinterest idea. There are these little glass things I got from the dollar store on a piece of balsa wood, and I just spray painted them both copper, and I used Gorilla Glue to stick them down. My purse, this piece of bone, my phone, and some water bottles. Here's my window. On my windowsill, I have this thing that I've never used. Pair of sunglasses. These are wood carving tools. They're like more crafty type of brushes. So this one's for gesso, and the other ones I just don't really use for anything. My X-Acto knife is in here though, so I keep that nearby. Mouse. These are things just that I'm working on for school. My movie collection. I keep it in here when I need to focus and I don't want to watch something new. Some more inspiration I have. That's that one black canvas that I gessoed black and then obviously never did anything with. I guess I just have this really cool idea for black stuff and I just never do anything. So these are things that I've done up here mostly. It's like a to-do list kind of thing. It's my light table. It's a Huon. I don't know anything else about it, but it's cool. And it saved me so much time. So much time. It's just extra canvas. I have matte board and stuff for when I matte you know, watercolor paintings and stuff. Gotta have alcohol. I don't really want to show you what's in my fridge because there's not a lot in there, but okay, that's all. Snacks. It's a painting that I did a while ago. My computer is here. I love this cart thing. So it came with this little bar. It's like attached to it, and then I put like tape on here. These are little things that you can put like a pen in, so that you always have like a pen handy. Like office supplies stuff, business expenses, aka school art supplies. I have my stapler and clear tape. My mom made this sketchbook cover for me, and I haven't really used a sketchbook like that size in a while. Different camera is cool. Because this opens. That was why I got it. Change for the vending machine downstairs. Oh, CDs. These are extra canvas. Scratched canvas, which I've like done a couple practice things on here. Paper. So what's in here? Oh, if I can move it. No. Okay. Watercolor pad. Pad of vellum. Pad of Bristol. Charcoal paper. Drawing paper. Sketch paper. Newsprint. I have like a little bit of everything. What is this one? Sketch paper. These are little things that I can make. They're like, I don't know, acetate or something. You can make stencils out of them. This is like clear acetate that has this little like plastic that you peel off and it's really clear. Yes. And cardstock. This is tracing paper. And here, another watercolor pad. Black paper, which I've not used. And this is cool. Oil paper, oil primed paper, which I've never used either. These are sheets of paper that I oil primed, or not oil primed, they're just like gessoed. Extra piece of watercolor paper and more Bristol. A linen canvas that I'm using probably for this semester. These are sketchbooks, mostly full sketchbooks and a portfolio. Little Itoya portfolio. It's more of like school-like books that I can use like notebook paper and stuff. Packaging orders. My squares. So like packaging prints and stuff. And like for shipping, and then these are just like packaging for like shows. And here is envelopes, and then these little, I made these little Instagram charms for art markets and stuff. So like, follow me on Instagram, youtube.com. And then I give those to people when they like order something online. I'll just like give them an extra print and then that mat board. And then this is another portfolio. Watercolor stuff thing for watercolor that I can take it on the go. The stuff on the top are the brushes that I use most often. Sir, the glass, you know, jars. This one's obviously dirty and that's kind of gross. I should probably clean that. I don't normally do that. I was just lazy last time I used it. And I put my core colors, QOR, not CORE. So I still could use this, but it's just the typical cyan, magenta, and yellow colors. Too much watercolor painting. I don't know why. This is more core in this little butcher palette. I love these things. Watercolor, all the watercolor brushes that I have. Droppers, which I've not used. This is a watercolor medium. It's like an extender and it like makes it shinier. These are fine line tips for this guy because it's just a masking fluid pen. Cool. I've only used it a couple times. I just got it. This is the old masking fluid that I used to use. And this is synthetic oxgall, which I don't really know what this, I honestly still don't know what this does. Spray bottle that I haven't used. Some more liquid frisket. This is the first watercolor palette that I had. So just all the core colors that I have in here. really expensive, like, I guess it's St. Petersburg. It's made by Williamsburg palette, but I just didn't really like these colors. I think they were really dull. They're just handmade, but I got half off. I think I only paid $50 for it. I just didn't really use it very much, and I didn't really like it. Gotta get my snacks up, yo! Okay, this is another pan, butcher pan for watercolor for traveling, and this whole box here is adhesives. Just everything you can imagine. Fixatives and glue, Mod Podge, more tape, more glue, glue for metal-y packing tape, and drafting dots. CD player. Before we had Wi-Fi in here, I used this for my CDs. Don't need to go into that. My printer. It's fabulous. Color printer. Extra paper for my printer. This is all dry media. So there's markers here. And brush markers. Regular markers. These are those little Prismacolor art stick things that I never really got into using. Metallic Derwent pencils, which kind of suck. Watercolor pencils that I've used one time. Prismacolor fine liners. It's falling. Pencil. And it just fell out again. More watercolor pencils. These are, oh my gosh, please stop. Metallic markers that are washable. Sharpies. Drawing pencils. Yellow pencils. Conte pencils. White. This is the little thing when you're drafting to keep your surface clean with like graphite, like so it doesn't get on your hand. You're not smearing it. Watercolor pens. Compass. Hole punch and electronic eraser. These are all the Prismacolor pencils I have. I don't have very many. I'm not into it. Actually, I take it back because there's more. Pit pens. Love pit pens. Extra graphite. This is just white chalk. Why am I dropping those? These are just aerosol paint. So I have like different metallics. A couple Montana paint, which I haven't used yet. So I have this white, a gray, and then a black. Pan pastels. And these oil pastels, which are just so pretty. So pretty, and they're so nice. So nice, but I haven't really used them for very many things. Pastels, more, what, crayons? I don't use those. These I do use. These are my pastels. These are my roommates, and he just like gave me them because he didn't want them anymore. He wasn't going to use them. Also in that bag is just extra paper. Tray pastels, compressed charcoal pen, or pastel pencils. All this stuff. There's so much stuff I've never used. Like this, I've not even used this. This I haven't even opened yet. Like graphite, powdered graphite. I have used the powdered charcoal. This is cool. I'm not sure really if this works or not yet, but it's for charcoal if you get it on your clothes. Kiss off. One of those really fat vine things, like little makeup things for the pan pastels. They come with it. Some more Conte, white Conte, and then compressed charcoal. Two different little chalk things. One's Conte, one's just like a white pastel. Looks like pencils. Oh my god! I thought I lost this. I like rebought it and I have another one now. I love these pencils. No fucking way. Dang it! Fine. Well, now I have 3. Stumps, or tortillons, whatever you want to call them. The last thing that was in here is just a set of these little makeup things for the pan pastels. I was really excited when I bought the pan pastels, so I got these like sponges and stuff, but I haven't used them, obviously. Hand painted tote bags. So I have tote bags here, and I use clear gesso to prepare them, and then I paint little triangles or geometric shapes with these just like, you know, acrylic paints. They're for like fabric and stuff. There was this one time that I tried acrylic painting. A couple $100 of golden open paint in supplies. Paintbrushes. I don't know if those are still good. Watercolors. But I left them in the bottom and they like, yeah, they leaked. So I can't keep them in there anymore. But this is the slow drying and the thinner. That makes it dry quicker. So that was all I did with acrylic. I made like 3 things and then I was like, okay, well I'm just gonna go back to oil painting now. More just like crafty stuff that I don't use very often. Oh, it looks like more acrylic paint. This is like cheapy, like 99 cents. Cool. This stuff was cool. It's a crackle. You put like a color of paint down and you add this to a color of paint on top, and then it like crackles, and then the color of paint below it shows through. This is more crafty stuff. Embroidery floss. I started making bracelets. These are stencils. I found these when I got my Flex phone. Yarn. This is frozen marbling stuff if you want to like marble paint on fabric. Business cards. Forgot about that. Jewelry making stuff. More receipts. And like moss. Oh, cute! I don't know what I use that for. Huh. The battery is dying now. These are blocks of wood for making those rub-off photos that like you use Mod Podge and stuff, and you can like put a photo on it and like rub the paper off and it transfers it to the wood. These are frames I'm going to wood burn. Got 10 of them. They're like $1. This is all my polymer clay stuff. If you want to know what's in here, I have a video of that when I was organizing my polymer clay stuff, so that's all that's in here. The only thing that's not in this thing is the stuff that's on top. I haven't put them in yet, so it's just a block of white Sculpey. More of these little lobster claws. Down here is, hold on, this is wood burning stuff. Walnut hollow, I got it from Michael's. I bought extra. I bought a second one, so I kept all the other tips. These I got from the dollar store that I'm never going to do anything with. Spoons that can wood burn as like gifts. Can't leave the tips in there, so that keeps it from burning yourself. And then I also use these for my clay for making jewelry and stuff. Alright, I'm almost done. Got one more section. Oh, this is a microphone slash headphones that I can use for videos making. It looks like paper. Oh, paintings. There's a couple paintings in here. I don't really want to show those. They're not really that good. Some of these are. Looks like extra. Is that what I think it is? Oh my god, I didn't even know I had that. They're 16 by 20 cello sleeves. Just like those clear things. Gosh, I totally forgot I had that. Alright, Catherine. These are, guess what? Extra black paper that I've never used for anything. This is the painting that I'm working on right now. Move it. In my easel. I got this easel at Blick last year for Thanksgiving for like a Black Friday sale. I got it for like $99. It's one of those really expensive ones. I like it. These are Prismacolor markers and a couple of Chart Pack and this little satchel thing. These are my Copic markers, which I've just started collecting. I haven't really done too much with them, but those are all my markers. I think drafting pencils. Yeah, this is lead pointers and lead pointer holders. Oh, fine. Yeah, that's all. This is just drafting pencils. Okay, these are cool. So they're like little garages. You like pull it up like that and then have all your pencils. So those are those little wood things I was showing you. This is what I was going to do to them. Some gold leaf or metal leaf. That's for the gold leaf, metal leaf. This is for metal leaf. Rapidograph, which I never figured out how to use. Rapidograph ink. Some pins, Mod Podge. Most of these are probably dried out. Not all of them. Up here is a couple of magazines for collage and then a book that inspires me. It's like a dolly book. And let me show you my Encaustic stuff. Heat gun, because you gotta have that for Encaustic. Respirator, because you have to have that for Encaustic. Because you gotta have that for Encaustic. That's an extra chair with my jackets on it, but you have to have a fan. You have to have good ventilation. I love Encaustic, it's so much fun. You have to wear gloves because it gets so messy. Paintbrushes, you can never use these for anything else ever again after you get the wax on them. These are the tops of these little tin things, and they heat up on the griddle, and you have binder clips so that you can pick it up without burning your finger if you want to pour it on. You have to have razor blades so that you can scrape off a thermometer to measure, to make sure you're not getting too hot. And then this is a medium, and then this is slick wax. I can explain to you what that means in just a second. Brushes, big ones for mediums, and I just got this one for medium because it fits in here better than that one does. That one doesn't fit. Just various palettes that are metal that they can heat up. So slick wax is this. It's just beeswax or soy wax. And it heats up and it like loosens the wax. So if you have a bunch of wax on one of your brushes, if you put it in here, it just like cleans it. It's like putting it in water. And this is medium to make it extra shiny. There's a lot of reasons. I don't really need to get into why medium right now, because this is not an Encaustic video. And sandpaper. Gigantic thing of white. These are so expensive. This is like $40. This Series 6 cerulean blue. Yeah, that was a surprise. Top 6. I have like these metallics that I haven't used yet, but I really want to use them. And just little things of more medium. Different things for texture, so cheesecloth, and just like palette knives for scraping or whatever. Oh no! I'm almost out of this brown. I think this is burnt umber. I don't know. I need to get more of that. Extra blades. These like rubber spatulas. This one, which I haven't used yet. Yeah. Oh, and then I also save all of these like wax scrapings, and so I bought this mason jar. Some of these, I'm gonna put them all in here. I'll do that now. Oops. Also, these are muffin tins, but they were too thick and they didn't heat properly. They get hot enough. These are measuring cups. perfect because they have a little handle to pour. This is what it looks like. Yay! Isn't that cool? I just like jars like this, obviously. And this was the pancake griddle from my parents' house. I'm no longer going to be using it. I'm switching over to this the next time I use it. This is just a hot plate that one of my neighbors here gave to me to use. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, and lastly is just the stuff that I was using yesterday. So these are all the brushes I've been using. Some Gamsol, a little jar of short brushes that are clean, and my, oh, that's dirty. Oh dear, come off please. And tall brushes. Got good. Extra jar. These are just mediums that I need to clean out. And this is my palette. You can smell that linseed. As you can see, it's on that gray Matters paper. So when you're done with this one sheet, you just pull it off and you have another sheet on the bottom. This gray Matters is a lot better than that white stuff, which I was talking about earlier. So if you have stayed with me this long, I props, because holy cow, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff, and I think I got everything. If there's anything that I should go into more, let me know. If there's anything that you do that I don't do, if there's anything that I have done that inspires you to reorganize your art stuff, because I love organizing art stuff, let me know. And if you have any questions about where I got anything, I can do my best to answer them. I don't have time to go. I think I remember where I got everything, but I just don't have time to go in to tell you where I got everything. So, yeah. Let me know. Love you. Bye.